Hey there, and welcome to Thanks for Coming Back. I'm your host, Dr. Latasha Nelson, and you've just joined what will prayerfully become one of your favorite virtual coffee spots. Here, we strip back the layers of leadership to reveal its real and relatable side. So, whether you've been leading others for a while or you're just starting out, grab your favorite drink and stay for a while. Here, we're going to talk about some cozy, insightful things that truly matter. Today, we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart, and that's leading without titles. What does that mean, and why does it matter? And maybe more importantly, how can we embrace this concept and change the way we work and live? Let's talk about it. So, growing up, I rarely heard the word leader used around me, but I always knew who I wanted to follow. I clearly remember titles and positions having very little to do with any of these feelings, but it was always about the actions and behaviors and how people made me feel. Take my parents, for example. They weren't leaders because I called them mom and dad. Honestly, I probably could have called them anything. But they were leaders because they did things that made me trust and respect them. They were leaders because they made me feel valued and empowered as I got older. And they were leaders because they made me feel secure and supported. In today's workplaces, we often see that true leadership doesn't necessarily come with a formal title. How many of you know people in your life who have made you feel any of the feelings that I just described? I bet you can think of at least one person. And guess what? These feelings can come from anyone, I promise you. It doesn't have to be your CEO or your direct leader. It can honestly be a brand new intern or just someone you bumped into on the street. But I don't want you to just take my word for it. Let's look at some numbers here. Research, like the studies conducted by Gallup, shows that teams led by managers who are deeply engaged have significantly lower turnover, up to 59% less. And there are companies out there proving that non-traditional leadership works. Google, great example, has long encouraged a culture where everyone is urged to lead from their seat. And that's a big contributor to their innovation and success. This approach not only boosts productivity, but it's also great for employee engagement and satisfaction. Now, on the flip side, the absence of leadership can be just as impactful. When people don't step up to lead, it can stall progress, dampen morale, and curb innovation. Think about a time when you or someone you know shied away from taking initiative and missed an opportunity. Also, in addition to inaction, poor, ineffective actions often leave people feeling unsupported, undervalued, powerless, demotivated, and disengaged. And these are just a few of the ways that people usually describe feeling when they're working in poor, ineffective leadership conditions. I say this to say that there's a ripple effect that our actions or inactions can have, not just on us, but on our peers, our partners, the communities, and organizations we serve. So, how can we all start to lead regardless of our roles or titles? It begins by recognizing the leadership opportunities that surround us every day. Offer to take the lead on a new project at work, or mentor a coworker, or even volunteer in your community. Leadership is an action, it is not a position. I challenge you to find one way this week to lead from where you are. It could be as simple as offering a new idea during a meeting or supporting a teammate who's struggling. Let's see what kind of impact you can make. As we wrap up today's chat, remember, leadership is not confined to those at the top. It is also not a title, it is action. It's a role that all of us can and should step into, be it in big or small ways every single day. Thanks for joining me today on Thanks for Coming Back. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, share this episode, and join the conversation on our social media channels. Stay tuned for new episodes where we'll explore ways you can both lead and leave a lasting impact, regardless of title. Until then, keep leading from where you are and make every day count.